great joy to be with everyone, celebrating this day, as Prime Minister Ji said, a great, great day, and as he quoted Maharishi Ji also in the beginning, a most ceremonious, grand day of celebrating the teacher, the master, the guru, the guide. And we have been blessed with the greatest of the great, His Holiness Maharishi Mahesh Yogi and Brahmananda Saraswati, our Gurudev. There are laws that manage the universe. On the physics level, we have different forces, gravity, electricity, magnetism. They combine and recombine and create aspects of chemistry, and there are laws of chemistry more complex. There are combinations of laws of physics, and in chemistry, as it combines and recombines, it creates biology, life, organic matter, that again have new and what looks like emergent laws, but are complex laws that manage the affairs of every cell in the body, every organ, the whole body, the whole physiology of a living being of any species, and then humans that create societies. And then we have these laws that are even more complex, and associations and groups of very complicated and subtle and sometimes gross laws that manage social life, individual life in society, relations between nations and our whole world. And these laws, as they get complex, and they appear to be very complex on the surface level, manage what brings to us happiness, joy, health, wholeness, growth, fulfillment in life. In the Vedic tradition, the combination of these sophisticated laws are called Devata. So Devata is a combination of forces that embody the possibility of becoming healthy, of becoming knowledgeable, of knowing, of understanding. And those that relate to knowledge and understanding, they are given a name, such as Saraswati. Those that are combination of all these complexities in a very intricate way and yet guide you to become healthy, wealthy, happy, may be called Mahalakshmi. Those that give you peace and fullness of inner being, unbounded, pure silence, and manage all diversity in a balanced way so that you experience that unbounded, pure silence. They are called Vishnu, for example, or Shiva in that case. Vishnu is dynamism that allows dynamism to be harmonious, and in the heart of Vishnu is Shiva, the infinite pure silence. So the experience of silence, Maharishi says, is that infinite fullness of reality, balanced and pure, and that we call Shiva. It's a name to that reality. And you have that dynamism that creates steps of growth and development and change, yet all in perfect harmony, maintaining balance throughout all dimensions of dynamism, and that we call Vishnu. So these are the values of natural law expressed on a supreme level, on the most supreme level, and also on small levels, detailed levels, special levels, and they are the Devata. And we celebrate them. We celebrate them because there are cycles of nature which we know from Jyotish, which knows the cycles of time and space and relationships. And there are times when these values are most prominent and open to being enlivened and to bring us fulfillment. And so we have days for Mahalakshmi, weeks for the Devata and the Devis, and special days for Vishnu, and special days for Ram, and all these great, grand, we can say, expressions of the one unbounded divine reality of pure being, pure unbounded consciousness, expressing itself in all of these different powerful creative powers. And we celebrate them with great joy as being absolutely supreme. There is no doubt about it. And yet here we are today talking about most ceremonial, most grand, most auspicious day of the year. And why is that? For whom is that? For a teacher. Teacher is a human being who just lives with us. How can we compare that to the grandness of the laws of nature managing the entire universe, the divine values, the will of God? And the reason is very simple. All of these supreme values are our aspiration. They are our hope. They are what we look to act in accordance with. This is why we want to do it. We want to do it because we want to be happy, we want to be healthy, we want to be grand, we want to be everything possible. This is the nature of life, wanting to grow. And how can it grow without following the laws of life, the laws of physics, chemistry, biology, sociology, society, life on the cosmic level? And if we can follow all these laws and abide by them, then we can live fulfillment in life, and our life becomes meaningful. The thing is, our consciousness allows us to see that much, or that much, or that much. And the more we can see, the more we are able to abide by the laws, to follow them, to guide even our life as a master of our own destiny. But these laws can remain hidden from us. We don't know them. We don't know how to get to them. This is where the teacher comes. This is where the master comes. The master reveals the laws. It reveals the functioning of the universe. And we are so blessed by a master, a teacher, Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, who has had our also master, Gurudev, as his guide, and who has given the ability not only to understand the mechanics of how this whole universe works, but also to be able to tap into something most profound, most precious, that allows us in the simplest possible way to know these laws, to know them within us, and to know them by being them. Not on an intellectual basis where we have to spend lifetime after lifetime analyzing one law and another law and another law and see then how to put them together, which becomes an impossible task. But to show us a seed of all these laws, to reveal the divine within us, to experience the source, the course, the goal of all of these laws embedded within our own being, and in the simplest possible way to go to that place from where all the laws emerge and become one with them, and then in a spontaneous way, in the easiest possible way, realize we are that. We are those laws. Whereas we were thinking we were this and that and the other, and we are being tossed around by situations and circumstances and lost in knowledge, lost in understanding, lost in being, the teacher brings us back to ourself and shows us how ourself is the embodiment of total natural law, and how we can actually live that, not only experience it, which is the beginning of the adventure, if you like, the beginning of the path, first experiencing it and then coming out with it having been imbibed in our being, in our awareness, in our physiology, in our behavior, in the behavior of our society, our environment, through our collective practice, and then make ourselves and our society, our family, our nations, our world act in accordance with natural law. This is the teacher, this is the guru that we are celebrating. It's beautiful in the Vedic tradition. It's so grand in that perspective where there is an expression or a set of thoughts about the guru, that the teacher actually can be seen as greater than God. My God, what a blasphemy, how horrible it is to even allow ourselves to think there is anything bigger than that. But it's not bigger in the sense of bigger in dimension or bigger in scope or bigger in ideal. It's bigger for us, human beings. Why? In a sense, because in the Vedic tradition it says, if God is upset with you, which means, as Maharishi says, if you have done wrong or gone against the laws of nature and you messed up your life and therefore nature is trying to correct you and you don't know what to do and you're lost, then the teacher brings you back to God, can bring you back to the divine. And it says, if your teacher is upset with you, God will also be upset with you, and then you don't know where to go. So, of course, there are ways. The teacher is infinitely compassionate and loving, and as we have seen and experienced in our great teacher, Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, His Holiness, Divine Holiness, and Gurudev, our Divine Master, Brahmananda Saraswati. It's just the teacher has infinite compassion. But this grandness of the day is really on a very, very scientific, explainable, understandable basis. The guide takes us to the Supreme, and of course, this is just kind of a superficial example in a way, but it brings to light the importance of this day, because ultimately the teacher embodies, as well as you do and I do and everything does, ultimately the divine, that the divine is within us, that the total wholeness of all possibilities is already within us. The teacher shows us how to awaken that, how to experience that, how to live that, and how to together bow down to the divine and the reality of life and its fullness, which is bliss consciousness. As Maharishi beautifully highlighted, it is from that reality, from the reality of Ananda, Ananda Dhyeva Kalvimani Bhutani Jayanti. It is from this reality that we are born, we forgot it, we lost it, the teacher brings it back to us, and for that we have all adorations to the teachers. Jai Guru Dev.